Hey there, folks. This is Corey Babka, just doing our monthly Salesforce tips and tricks. I'm actually a couple minutes late this morning, which I do apologize for, but we're going to go through these tips. This is actually the tips from our blog. Would have been posted the end of May, early June. As usual, we do these tips about 3 weeks later. Go through each one screen by screen. We do screen sharing. We record this for video, and so this will be up there on our YouTube channel as well, that you can review and go through everything that we need to see. So here's my Salesforce, and I apologize, but I accidentally deleted some of the cookies on my machine last week, and so therefore every time I log in, I'm getting this thing that's prompting me to verification code depending on whether I'm switching back and forth. But so anyway, without further ado, just wanted to kind of go over our tips. Now, usually we do 2 or 3. This month I kind of only did 2. It was the first one was a little bit longer. I'm going to start with the editing quote templates tip, which is a little bit different than, or it's more of an extension of what we did last month. We actually went into using quotes based off the opportunities. If I look at an opportunity here, I believe I do have a quote. There's no quote there. But if I was to do a new quote, this is what it would be. It asks for all this information there, and then it will ask me for products and such. So if I go into that, I'm actually looking for one of my earlier ones, my recent opportunities. Let me see if I can find the one that I did have a quote with, just for testing. ABC Company. There it is. So I have a quote here. And if I look at that quote there and I look at my test quote number, there it is. And as you can see, there's a map and there's my products. Okay, and I can even add another line item if I want. I'm going to add in data integration, select that, and say that it's going to be 8 hours of that, and we save that as well. This will update the value, but also when I do this, the start sync, what this does is if I do that, it actually starts to replace the pricing on the opportunity, which is actually a really nice thing to have. It's something I haven't really gone into yet, but this pricing will update as I adjust the quote. Okay, that's what it is. Now, when it comes to the quote, what we've got here is a create a PDF. Now, I can just click this right here, and I choose my template, and I'm going to say standard template. This is the one that comes out of the box, and you create your PDF, right? And there's my PDF there. All that, I can print it, I can see it, everything's in there, blah, blah, blah. Right? What I've got as well, though, is we did another one that says choose template, right? And so I'll say choose template here, and I say I want the TMG standard, I create the PDF, and away we go. There's the same thing. This is what we're going to do right here, is we're going to talk about this part. Okay, so the easiest thing for me to do, honestly, is just go and do the setup as usual and start searching. Now, as always, when searching, do not hit enter. So I hit template. I've got email templates, mail merge, but under quotes, you've got quote templates. If I go into there, you notice that I do have my standard template, which I can edit. Okay, and that was what we have there, right? And then I also have a new one that I could create new. What's nice about the new thing is it actually says, what do you want to clone? Because it doesn't really let you start from scratch, which is not a bad thing, because if you've ever messed with reporting with detail lines and all that kind of stuff, it does get a little bit cumbersome in there. So to allow me to actually do it this way and do a clone, if I do new, I choose, I'm going to use my TMG standard, and I'm going to say TMG test, and I say save. Now I've got my new quote. This is the new quote template. Now, what's going on here is we've got some information, organization address, things like that. Okay, we can put in an image if we want to. We can do, let's see here, I'm actually looking for if we can do an image. I know I just said that, but there it is, text image field. You could log this in there, put it in there. If I did an image there, and then it will ask me for what the image is, right? And I could do this, choose the file. If I go to my desktop, or let's go to my documents, see if I can find an image real quick that I can put in here. I had one that was for Gmail stuff. Oh, you get it. It's there it is, Google Plus. So I can do this one. I can upload it and say Google Plus and insert this, and then it's probably going to be huge, but that's okay. And then I just say, I believe I should be able to say okay to this. Resize your image, it will be dropped, that's fine, and we say okay. Is there an image somewhere? I might have to mess with my, yeah, we're getting that issue going on where my resolution's too small, which is what I did here. So we get it in there, it would put that in here into my image if we wanted to, and then away we go, right? So I can also do other things in here. Okay, I can drag and drop, I can move fields around. Here's the bill to, ship to, and here's your items. Now this is kind of a difficult thing to do, but what you can do is adjust the columns. You're not going to adjust what is actually how this looks. You could drag this around, we could move it above. You know, we can move it above the shipping if we want to, right? If that's something that you'd rather do. But in doing so, you know, that's what you're making those changes globally. So, but this is what, if we hit the wrench, we can adjust our columns, so on and so forth. Okay, and that's pretty much what you're going to end up doing. And then it becomes, once you do, you have to activate this though. So I'm going to take out, or I'm just going to add in product code, say okay. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this whole, I'm going to get rid of these things. I don't want to have ship to. I don't know why, but I'll just do it that way. We could even move our pricing up there if we wanted to instead. And I'm going to save this, and we save the quote template. Now, as you can see, it's not active yet, so we do have to activate it before you do that. And once we activate it, now if we go back to our quotes, where we were, I go my actual quote here, I do my create PDF, it will actually say which template do you want, and now I have 3 of them. Okay, and that's what it is. And that's your quote template. And it's a very easy way, very quick, I mean, out of the box, you could start creating your own quotes very quickly, not needing an external program like a QuoteWorks or something like that. I do love that product, but this one right here is a pretty easy way of getting things done, okay? Okay. So what we have is, we're going to go to our next part, okay? And the next part, we're going to look here at the custom apps, okay? There is, I'm just looking at some of our comments on the tips. I have the tips page open on the left to help me out here, because I want to make sure that I'm going through the same steps that you have here. So on our blog site, which is blog.marksgroup.net, or you can go to marksgroup.net and look for the link that says blog, you'll get to these pages. So I've already got the tips up for July. They came up the other day. They should be posted now, and you can see those. But what we're going to go into next is creating a custom app to add your company's logo. So for instance, I have one here that looks like this, right? And a lot of people like to do this because you can have your own look and feel. I mean, we all love the, you know, the images and all this kind of stuff up here. We love the Salesforce logo, but there's more value to this because I can actually lock down what people see, what tabs are out there, so on and so forth, and we just kind of go from there. So let's start from scratch, okay? So if I go back to the sales area, this is where we would normally start, okay? What I'm going to do there is I'm going to go to setup as usual, and I'm going to search for apps. Now, this drove me nuts the other day when I was trying to do it for someone. You truly have to be a full admin of the system to be able to do this, okay? So if I do this, I have create apps. I go into there, and then I have new. And this is where you're going to see a lot of that stuff that's already there. And as an admin, you probably see all of these, okay? You have, you know, your chatter, your sales. Here's the Marks Group one that I used here, okay? I'm going to do, and you can even reorder, which is really useful, right? But I'm going to do a new one, okay? I'm going to give it a name, and we're going to call it Salesforce for the Marks Group. Now that's pretty long, but we'll do it, okay? I say this is used by the Marks Group Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make this a little bit easier. We're going to do this Marks Group sales. I'm an admin, so I want to have everything. But here, we're going to do sales. Okay. Restricts and gives a default. Okay. List of tabs. Say next. Okay. We go down there. Now, if we want to do a logo, we can do a logo. Okay. I think I did one there, and I did. This is the hard part, right? If you like the seasonal logos, you can just move on. It's not a big deal. If you like the spring, the fireworks, the whatever you're doing, you can just keep going. But if you do want your own, you do have to actually add your own image. Okay, and this is what was kind of weird for me. It's to add it. I had to actually add it. Excuse me. Sorry, folks. I had to add it to the documents area of the system. So, like, if I go up here and I go to, I'm just going to right click so we don't screw things up. I want to keep it moving. If I go to documents, oops, and I go to here, what we've got is a logo. And if I do a new document, sorry about my alarms. I have a document name, all that kind of stuff. I put it there. See how this is where it says externally available? You have to check that. Okay. If you don't check that box, it will not show up as a possible logo, but this is what you would do. Okay. You'd put it in here. From what I understand, you could also do this, like a page reference, if you wanted to. So therefore, if you had your own logo that changes throughout the seasons, or you just want to use that instead, you could do the same thing. Okay. But if I do insert image, I go logo, there it is. That's what it's going to put in. Okay. And then I say next. Now, this is where I say, what tabs do we want? Now, I only want contacts. I want accounts. I want leads, opportunities. And that's about it for them. Okay. Move this up a little bit. And if we want to go through the true pipeline of life, lead to account to contact, let's put it in that order. And I can even do my default landing tab. Okay, you can choose it and do what you want to do there. Okay, now I say next. Now this is what I like. Okay, so if you have a standard user, you could actually make this. You can choose to who gets it, right? So I could say standard user gets it, system administrator gets it, but it's going to be the default standard user. Okay, so if we do it that way, now we know when they log in, they're going to have that every time. That's going to be their default. Okay, and I say save, and now we've got it, right? What I do like is that I can actually change things around. Like if I wanted to make this one here, like I want to edit the Marks Group, okay? And if we were edit the thing, we could actually say, we could get rid of it and make it that this one's an admin so the standard user cannot see it, right? Maybe that. And save it, and see what you can do is as a user or as an administrator to customize your profiles. I actually like the fact that we can change this and make it that, oh, you know what, they only have so many. What we just built was this, the Marks Group sales. We've got a logo and we've got a very limited list. Okay, what I can do through the profile selection and the security is get rid of all of these so that the standard user can't even see that. So all they're going to see is the Marks Group checkout. Things like that, and that will allow them to see this only, and that's the only thing they can go to. If they want to customize it themselves, they can do this, like customize my tabs, and they can add it in, but by default, they're just going to be here, and they're only going to see those, which is actually going to slim it down a little bit, see their logo, they have their search, it cleans it up. That's why I like doing it. It's a very easy fix to make things look very, very custom to your company. Right, and I got to be honest with you, a lot of people will do this because it's a quick fix. Like I said, partners do it all the time. Makes you feel like we customized it for you, and so on and so forth. And it's pretty easy to do. It's also better to restrict your users and limit to what they can see. So, and that's where we're at. All right, so that was it for now. And like I said, it was kind of a shorter session today because we only did the two tips, but hope you enjoyed it. Hope you can get some out of this. Just so you know, if you go to marksgroup.net, we do have in here, this is our new website that we have redone, and we've got our resources. There's our CRM blog, which is actually, if you look at it, that actually goes into all of our products. So we have Salesforce. That's an older one for me, right? We've got other things in here, global pick lists, so on and so forth. Our blog is changing. It's actually getting a little bit different. So that's what, I thought this is out of order right now. We don't really have a tree anymore. But, feel free to keep looking at this, and, we'll get this going. Okay, we're actually, like I said, this is kind of in the middle of transition. You can also go to blog.marksgroup.net to see our most recent, but that's what we're migrating over to our new site. Okay, anyway, have a great day, and thanks for joining. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.